Welcome back to the jungle, fellow gardeners, especially pessimistic ones. I don't know if you've been watching the news, but here in Florida, everyone is bracing themselves and messing their pants, worrying about this new storm, Hurricane Milton, which is now a Category 5 with 175-mile-per-hour winds bearing down on us. And we just had a punch from Helene, so this is how it goes. Living in Florida, this is why I'm pessimistic. But anyway, it's going to be time to prep for the storm, so I'm going to do a video to show anybody who doesn't know how to prep your garden for a hurricane or tropical storm. Maybe you're new to Florida, maybe you've lived here a while and this is the first time you're in a cone. But this is the kind of things you will want to prepare for a storm. So starting off here, I've got these pots against the house. These I'm not going to do anything with. They should be fine. We've been through a hurricane before. Hurricane Irma hit us real bad. I mean, it took our roof off. And things like this, like pots that are heavy, saturated with water, and right against your house, right against your building, and down low, they're not going to be missiles as much. The wind is going for things up higher. It's not trying to pick things up off the ground, especially if they're right against a building. So this little trellis we have here that's really staked well in the ground right against the house, sheltered by these smaller trees, and these heavy, well saturated pots should be fine. So I'm not going to move them. I'm going to make sure they're all well watered, very well saturated, nice and heavy, but that's all I'll need to do with them. Little things like this, I am going to deal with these later. All my small little transplant trays are going to either be in the garage, the shed, or on our back porch, where they won't be a missile. Again, this big pot, this is heavy. I can't even budge it right now. It's nice and saturated. It's against the house, it's down low. That's going to be okay to leave outside. If you're really, really worried, you can put it away, but I'm telling you, the wind, as high as it's going to be, it's not going to take this guy anywhere. This pile of stakes I have here could be missiles. I will have to put those away. That's a problem. These pots that are up on boards are going to need to go down on the ground. This greenhouse could be a problem, but we don't have anywhere to put it. So we're going to hope, because it's behind that big heavy rain barrel, it's sheltered by these trees, it's against the house, we're going to hope it's going to be okay and keep it here. We will move the pots though. All of our transplant trays are going to go in the house. The rest of this is one unit, so it's going to stay out here, and we'll hope for the best. Rain barrel can stay there. It's going to be full of water. It's against the house. It's not going anywhere. Hopefully. Raised beds, obviously they should be in the ground. They're fine. They're full of dirt. Keep them there. Trees, well, you just got to hope for the best. I did some pruning today of limbs that I figure are going to be gone, but either you prune them or the hurricane prunes them. That's your choice. That's your choice. These chaya are going to get hurricane pruned for sure. Decorations on the side of your house like this, and like our little tiki man over here, they have got to go. Those are hurricane toys. Best bet in Florida, if you don't like picking up for a hurricane, just don't even put any hurricane toys on your house. We, did, and we will have to take them down before the hurricane. The beetles got to go too. That's a hurricane toy. My chameleon cage, they're going to have to go inside. But again, these pots that are heavy and low, not going to have to go. They'll be okay. These pots hanging in trees will have to go. They can just go on the ground if you're not worried about them getting hit by something. This is very heavy. It's a big orchid. I'm just going to leave it on the ground. It's nice and heavy. It's nice and low down there. It'll be sheltered. Something could fall on it and crush the orchid. That's just a risk I'm going to have to take. I don't know if you can see it in front of the big pine tree, but there's a dead sumac tree there. You could take that down yourself or let the hurricane take it down. Either way, it's going down. I'm going to let the hurricane prune it for me. Here's one of our bananas we still didn't pick up from Helene because I knew something like this would happen, and probably more bananas will join it, and we'll clean them up when we're sure we're done getting storms. The pond is fine. It stays where it is. That metal bench over there, we'll lay it down on the ground or put it in the shed, because that could go flying. But if you lay it down, put something heavy on top, it might be okay. Here's another metal bench that we'll need to either lay down or go in the shed. Compost bins, if they're fully full of compost and nice and heavy, just lay them down on the ground as flat as you can, tucked under vegetation as much as you can, and it should be okay. If they are empty, the empty compost bin that we have, which is not this one, will go in the shed. So this one we'll just lay down on the ground, put it under vegetation. That's a palm frond that already got self-pruned by the coconut last night, and it's over here in our palm frond pile. Again, it's on the ground, not much you can do for it now. These bottles, they're probably low enough that they'll be okay. Again, potted plants on the ground should be fine. Big giant compost bins full of compost are going to be fine. They're not going anywhere. They're built into the ground and they're full of compost. These potted plants up on tables, they're going to need to get put down on the ground, and the tables we will need to flip upside down so that they don't get blown away. So we'll just flip them upside down so that the table side is on the ground and the feet are up to keep it from being lifted by the wind. And we could then put the pots on top of the table that's upside down. And again, the pots will be in danger of getting crushed by falling things, but the pots themselves shouldn't go flying. This area I'll clean up later. Again, all this stuff has to go in the shed. Table has to be flipped upside down, pots put on top of it. These little pots I left out, I'll need to put in the shed. These empty garbage bins that we use for making leaf mold are going to need to go into the shed as well. Old bathtub planter full of soil and plants, it's going to be okay. It's staying where it is. It's pretty heavy. Nothing's moving that, hopefully. Banana plants, say goodbye to them now. They're going to be gone in a storm. Just forget about your bananas, kiss them goodbye, kiss your chaya goodbye, kiss your papayas goodbye. Hurricanes take them away. Your oak trees, we'll see. Just kiss all your plants goodbye when there's a hurricane coming. Just, enjoy them while they last. Tell them you love them. You hope for the best. But, oh, guys, it's hard. It's hard. So seeing this beautiful food forest right now, who knows what it's going to look like in a few days. You always hope for the best, but plan for the worst. These bananas, there's one that we still haven't had the heart to cut down. One of them we already did cut down from Helene. The rest, love you guys. I had high hopes for you, but this might be it. Sorry about that. Papaya, the one that survived the storm. Sorry, bud. This might be your last go around. Cinder block beds will be fine. Again, cinder block, it's in the ground. These pots on the ground, they'll be okay. You can lay them down on their side if you're worried about it. This needs to go down in the ground. But, these plants are going to get beaten up. If you want to put all your plants away somewhere, you can, but we only have so much room in our garage and shed. Fruit trees that still have fruit on them, well, pick what you can, and the rest, kiss them goodbye. So our avocados, we'll pick what we can and just enjoy it while it lasts. Pineapple plants, I gotta say, are one plant that I can recommend planting in a food forest down here because they're too low to be affected by wind. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. The orchids that you have strapped to trees, they might go flying. You might have to say goodbye to them. That's just a fact of life here. These bananas, I don't know. I don't know if this tree is going to make it. Anyway, this is storm prep. Pretty sad. Say goodbye to your plants. Love on them while you still can. Hope for the best. Plan for the worst. All right, so that's your basic storm prep 101 for garden things that you might have that you might need to put away before a hurricane. If you have shutters, put up your shutters. Get your generator. But yeah, listen to the warnings. If you're told to evacuate, you better evacuate. Don't stay around because you'll drown. And I hope everybody stays safe, heeds the warnings, takes this seriously. And I hope while we all plan for the worst, I hope the best happens and that everyone comes out of this okay and your gardens are okay, but your life is most important. You can replant later. All right, thanks for watching and good luck, everyone.